Hello everyone, welcome to another video. My name is Spirit and this is a video on my Spirit Speaks a Lot channel. Today's topic, I'm going to be talking about something that I learned with my therapist. So basically, we were talking about, about the topic of misery. And my therapist came up and said, basically, you need to learn how to accept your misery. So I think the title of the video should be Accept Your Misery, because when we are miserable, we always want to fight back. We can't stand it. We hate it. We always ask why. We're questioning our lives. We're always questioning other people around us. And you know what? I'm 100% there with you. I know how that feels. A lot of people in the world going through a lot of things, a lot of emotional pains, a lot of physical pains, a lot of financial pains, a lot of growing pains, a lot of mess all around. Things that you just cannot put the pieces together. You can't understand why this is happening, or why I didn't get that raise, or why I can't afford to pay the rent, or why can I raise my kids, the way that I want them to raise. There's always the question of why. And you know what? You deserve to ask that question. Nobody wants to live in this life with so many problems on their backs. Nobody wants to go through life asking if I'm going to be able to make ends meet. Nobody wants to go through life living through hell. And you know what? That misery that you feel is 100% justifiable, because there's so much things that could account for that misery that unfortunately a lot of people have to deal with. And asking why and fighting with others probably won't get you anywhere. So the reason why I say accept your misery, I'm not saying that in a way to just accept it, just take it all in. You're gonna keep getting it for the rest of your life. No, I'm saying accept your misery, because when you fight back, you're not getting anywhere. When you start to know that you're miserable, and the people around you make you miserable, that's when we start to learn. That's when we start to learn, and when we got to start to see that, yeah, most of the time, your misery that you're feeling, it's not your fault. It could be because the people around you are negative, or the job that you're working with, you're probably never going to get that raise, and you have an employer that doesn't see value in you. Or sometimes you might see the misery in the failure of raising your kids right. Sometimes it's not your fault. There could be peer pressure, like the kids learning things in school that you never even heard about, and you did your damn best to raise your kids the right way. And it's never too late to turn things around. It's never too late. It's never too late for nothing. So when people say that you can't do it, don't believe them. You can turn your life around. You can turn that financial problem around. I always believe, and maybe I might be living in La La Land. But I always thought that every single question in this world always has an answer. The question might be the hardest thing to ask, and the answer might be the hardest thing to find. But there's always a solution. Now, you probably might not get that solution, within a day, within a week, within a month, within a year, maybe 10 years. You never know. But I always felt, if there's not an answer now, that it might come very soon. Maybe it might not come soon. It might come in 5 years. You never know. But when you accept your misery, and it could be self done, like the misery could be on your own. Maybe you're causing your misery. Maybe it's the people around you that make you sick to your stomach. So don't blame yourself. When you blame yourself, you're losing the cause. Don't blame yourself. Do not lose the cause. The cause, you want to know what the cause is? The cause is to be better to yourself. To be better to yourself. And don't tell yourself, yeah, because I fucked up one day, then I'm going to be fucking up every single day of the year. No. You're going to have some wins. You're going to have some days that you're going to win. And you're going to love it so much, you're going to want it more. You're going to be addicted to winning. So don't lose hope. Yeah, there's going to be maybe throughout the years, there's going to be 100 days where you're going to be losing. And you're going to be like, what the fuck? I can't figure out this life. I can't figure out how to adult. I can't figure out how to be a normal, civilized human being. But that's all human nature. We always look to compare. We always look to be like, why does that person have this and I can't have that? But that's when you fail. You fail when you compare. You fail when you try to match what the other person has. Maybe that other person might have more than you. Maybe that person might have more than you, but they can't afford it. Maybe that person that you're comparing your life to doesn't have what you have. So you never know. You never know what that other person is going through, and you never know. They don't know what you're going through in life. So comparing is not really a way to progress in life, because it just does more harm than good. It definitely does more harm than good, and it makes you think of yourself less of a person. So accepting your misery and accepting who you are as an individual, as a person of this life, of this culture, just say to yourself, you know what? Thank God that my problems, thank God that it's not worse. Thank God that it could have been way worse. And thank God for the problems that I do have, because maybe one day I'll have the strength. I might have the strength to figure out these problems. And I have the knowledge. God gave us a brain. God gave us a soul. And I know everyone here could figure out their problems. It might not be simple. It might not be the easiest solution. But give yourself some benefit of the doubt, because you are smart. Things around us distract us. Things around us makes us feel like we're not capable of doing things. And you know what? I fell into this trap so many times, and I'm still falling into this trap. There's so many people that make me feel so insignificant. There's people that make me feel so much insignificance that I feel like I can't win in life. I feel like I can't get out of the house and do what I need to do. And you know, I'm still paying the price. And that's why I'm taking therapy, because, listen, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. But you know what? I do have a mouth and I do have a brain, and I'm feeling the power in this video tonight. I'm feeling the power today to speak with you one-on-one, me to you. So at least you could take something out of this and be like, yeah, you know what? This spirit guy, he makes a point. Maybe I'm not hopeless. Maybe I'm not talentless. Maybe I could do something. I could spin this life, this problem that I have. I could definitely spin it and make it for the better. You know what? I always felt like a bird in a cage, but the opening of the cage was open. Like the door of the cage was always open, but I felt like the bird in the cage, stuck in that cage. You know, you ever seen that example on Google or something, or Facebook? Like the bird has been so stuck in that cage, even if the door's open, they don't see an out. Well, guess what? There's an out for you, and you need to find it. And sometimes you even asking your family members, they probably won't even have a solution for you. Isn't that sad? Your own family members might not have that solution for you, might not even have the time to talk to you and figure out a solution for you. Maybe your friends the same way. So that's unfortunate, but the truth is, you got to figure out always the things you got to figure out on your own. Yes, if you can get the extra help, that's wonderful. But I've realized in life that the only best way to get that solution is by you figuring it out, because you know your problems and you know how to solve things. Sometimes people can't be on the same page with you when you're talking with them, and that's why you need to figure out, you know, sometimes I might have to leave that person alone and I might have to deal with this problem on my own. But always, if you could get that extra help, it's wonderful. But I always felt like working things on my own is the best solution, and accepting my own misery is the best solution, because you know your misery yourself. You know how deep you are, and sometimes you might have to see things outside of the box. You know, there could be an answer you just never thought about. Yes, the answer that you're thinking about right now might not be the answer that will help you in your problems. Sometimes you got to think outside of the box. There's always a second or third answer, right? Like, for example, You go to the doctor and he tells you all these things that you don't think you have these problems in your life, right? So why not get a second opinion? Why not get a third opinion, right? And if all three doctors say you have this and that and this and that, then you got to go with that. But if Dr. A says one thing and the Dr. B says another thing, then you can kind of like, see what's going on. Maybe you don't have that problem. Maybe you do have that problem. So it's always good to get another opinion, another solution. And fighting with others is not going to help. There's so many people, I hate to say this, but there's so many adults that act like children. They freaking act like children, and they throw a tantrum like a 12-year-old child, a teenager. It's so sad. If they were to accept their problems and talk it out with the other person or with the people in the group, I'm telling you, 99% of the problems would be solved by then. It could be financial problems. It could be emotional problems. It could be so many problems that could be resolved by just talking. But no, some people don't talk. Some people, they cannot accept that they're miserable. So they will pin the blame on someone else, and they will make the other person feel bad because sorry, I got a phone call. So basically, there's so many people that are miserable that will pin the blame on someone else. Don't be that person. I want you to accept your pain, and I want you to move forward. And I definitely believe in you. And if you like this video, please follow me, subscribe to the channel, comment below. I'm very glad that I made this video today because I had the power to make this video. I was shy at first, but I said, you know what? Maybe someone out there will take this message and will go with it. So yes, accept your misery. Thank you. I'll see you later. Take care.